Hi, Scott Bruder here. You can find me at scottb.ca. I'm a bit of a cheap technology nerd. If it's something that's worth less than $30 or $40, I'm all about it, especially if it's feature loaded. One item that is really big on my list is little radios. So what I do is I buy them, I try them, and then I sell them again. Today, I'm going to take a look at the XHDATA D-36. So if you're looking at this video, you either have one or you want to kind of know a little bit more about it. This is not an unboxing, but I'll pretend that it is. But this unit here does cover FM, AM, shortwave, has a USB slot and a USB port on it to play MP3 music. It's super simple, super straightforward. Let's start with the box. If you ordered a model with the box, it comes in a box. 4 color options: blue, red, gray, and wood grain. That's always fun. The unit says on the side, FM, AM, shortwave radio with USB, TF card, MP3 music player. TF, trans flash, is the old name for what we know as micro SD card. So whenever you see TF anywhere, that means micro SD card. Let's take a look what it says here. FM, AM, shortwave radio with USB, TF, MP3 music player, external power charging interface, input DC 5 volts, built-in lithium battery. Perfect. Headphone jack, 3.5 millimeter. That's the standard for headphones. And then with USB TF card slot, that's right. It has a 360-degree antenna. That's a fun number. We'll take a look at that. And it supports DC 3 volt through UM3 AA 2 PCSs. So in English, this device will run on 2 AA batteries, as well as the cord, as well as the internal battery that's rechargeable. And of course, those AA batteries are not included. We'll go over to this side. Doesn't say anything else interesting. Front, has product picture. It says pictures for reference only. Please prevail in kind. So maybe it doesn't look as good as on the box. I'm going to tell you that it kind of looks as good as on the box, so don't feel bad. Good job, XHDATA. And the other side, has the exact same thing flipped. We'll take a look at the little icons on there. What do we've got? We've got radio, headset, built-in speaker. Yep, it's got a built-in speaker. MP3 player, with 5 stars. A TF card, or as we all know them, micro SD, USB, yep, and a built-in rechargeable battery. I can tell you that, yes. So what I've done is I've already pulled mine out of the box. Here it is right there. But let's take a look at what else is in the box. There is a power cord. The power cord, I have since lost it. But it's a small barrel connector. So if you take a look here on the side of the unit, DC 5 volts and slides in there. The other end's USB, so you charge it with a little USB adapter. Other items in the box is a manual. We'll look at it shortly. And a slip of paper. Let's find out what this slip says. I feel like the paper is the most important thing. Dear friend, I very appreciate that you choose our product. Thanks for the trust and encouragement. After a long trained sport, we will worry about the integrity of the product. If it has any problems, please contact us. We are very pleased to serve you. Thank you. Have a good day. Best regards. So I ended up purchasing this off of AliExpress. I'm assuming it originally came from RaddyWow or RaddyWow at 163.com and www.raddywow.com. I'm going to tell you the unit, I've had it for a year, so this is an in-depth review. But these guys provided a product that has stood up to the test of time. About the product, we'll talk more shortly. It came with a lanyard. The device has a lanyard hole. Baby blue does not quite match the wood grain, but free lanyard never sends me wrong. So, thank you card, free blue lanyard, the radio, the cord, which you don't see, and then the manual. I am not going to walk you through the manual in this video. If you would like me to walk through the manual, you can definitely send me a comment. I am moving through it slowly right now. So if you're an inclined individual, you're going to just pause the video and read the manual for yourself. It does come in multiple languages. So I'll flip it over and go back through the backside. Okay, let's talk about the radio. First things first, remember I said I lost that barrel connector? You bet I lost that barrel connector. Who the heck wants to use a proprietary cable to go from USB to a barrel connector? I left it there just in case, and it's even an odd size barrel connector. So, okay, now that barrel connector is negative on the outside, positive on the inside, makes life a little easier. I'm going to tell everybody right now before I start reaching into the review that I modified this unit and I installed a USB-C charging port. So I plug this into any USB-C charger and it charges just like it was using the barrel connector. I do know that I cannot use the barrel connector and the USB-C charger at the same time. It will cause some problems, but we'll talk about all of the additional ports on this side later. So I elected for the wood grain model. It is, it's a good piece of unit. It's plastic, good hard plastic. It doesn't feel too brittle. It is definitely not the highest grade plastic. It's got a kind of a semi-sheen finish on it. The wood grain is just a vinyl lining on top. I'm sure I could pick it off, but I decided wood was probably the best. It has a half decent sized speaker in there. Decent in size. The quality itself is very, very tinny. It has absolutely no range. It's an 1.5 inch, or for those that use millimeters, it is 4.5 centimeters or 450 millimeters in size. It's very tinny. It's very plasticky. It has no base. But if you take it and you sit it in the corner of the room and you face it away from you, the room will do enough with the lower frequencies to kind of not hurt your ears. The unit itself is super simplistic. Like, we take a look at the top, we have the aerial, we have a headphone jack, and we have a power volume knob. This is like a traditional transistor radio. All the way one way turns it off, the other way
further than Arva appliances with the Maytag
turns it on. Now this unit gets really, really loud, like 3/4 of the way up, and you can't listen to it. Now, I don't want to damage the speakers, so I literally keep it on the first, 40 degrees of turning that dial. But if you need to turn it up and you don't care about what you spent on this unit, why not? I'm going to continue down the side. Tuning is all done with one big tuning knob. The tuning knob controls all 3 of the unit's modes. Now I feel like I can kind of go to the face of it and show you, how it's laid out. So we have on the face, we have just printed the FM band, the AM band, and the shortwave band. These are close enough if you know what you're looking for. And of course, moving the tuning wheel will move the little silver indicator on the top to tell you where it's going. Now, if you're from North America, these dials are backwards. If you notice, the high side of the FM and AM bands are on the left and the low sides are on the right. The numbers line up properly, but if you're expecting to see that needle go over to the right more to go higher, you're wrong. I don't know what it's like in the rest of the world, so please, comment, like, and share and all that other fun stuff. But I want to know what the world thinks. The unit indicates that it has a DSP radio chip inside. I can tell you, I've popped it open to replace that connector, and there is a microchip. I'm assuming it's an all-in-one system. I don't know exactly how it works, but it works good. It sounds like any radio that I'd expect. I don't hear it like clicking in and clicking out. To me, it feels like a standard tunable AM/FM radio. In the middle, your big action button is what mode do you want. All the way to the left, you've got MP3. That plays off an MP3 card that's or USB that's in the side. We'll talk about that shortly. The next one is FM. FM is, controlled by the tuning wheel. AM, same thing, by the tuning wheel. And the last one, SW, that's shortwave, and that also works. Now, with shortwave, you've pretty much got to be outside to make it work, and the higher the better. Now, the great thing about this unit is it does have a FM antenna, but the AM and the shortwave, I believe, is all handled through a coil inside like you'd see on a normal radio. Like I said, it works good. It tunes okay. There's a lot of cheaper radios that kind of hold the same kind of audio quality. The reason why I got this was the MP3 feature. So I'm going to flip it over to MP3, and we'll talk about the connections on the side now. So on the side, and let's get the dead center. Let's get some light so we can see it. We've got the 5-volt power that I had talked about in the past. We have my modified USB-C connection in there. Yeah, you won't find this on the D-36 model, but it's there for mine. Above it, you have a TF card slot. This is a micro SD card slot. Put all of the files you want in the root directory of your micro SD card, and you'll be fine. You can also put them in subfolders, and the unit will read through the subfolders alphabetically, but it doesn't give you much more options than that. Same thing goes for the USB port. Standard USB port, you can use a USB thumb drive. It's not too fussy. It does need to be FAT32 in order to work. I don't think you can use NTFS or EXFAT or any of those other technologies. No EXT3, EXT4 if you're a Linux person. But it'll read it just fine. You can see that it engages MP3 mode. It plays them well. It actually plays them pretty loud. I have other cheap radios that don't play them as loud. Like I'll be in the FM radio and it's like super loud, and then I switch over to MP3 and it gets quiet. Nope, it sounds pretty balanced between the two different modes. And that's all there is to those connections. Your controls for managing MP3, you have forward and reverse, and play pause. So when you switch into MP3 mode, it's going to start playing automatically. If you want to pause the song you're currently listening to, hit the play pause button. It'll pause. If you want it to go again, hit the play pause again. If you want to advance a song, you hit the fast forward button. If you want to go back a song, you hit the reverse button. The only other option this has is if you long press on the fast forward or the reverse, it does fast forward and rewind. So, let's see if we can do this. If I get blocked because the song on, I don't have a card. Let's take a look here. You know what we're going to do? We're going to put in a micro SD card and we'll see how it works. And as long as I don't get banned, we'll be good. Woo! Way too loud. So pushing next changes the song, and it beeps, of course. And then push long press. You hear the fast clicking, and it fast forwards. Same thing goes. And that's all the features this unit has. So switch back to FM. I do like that if you are listening to the micro SD card or the USB port and you switch to FM or AM, it is going to remember where you left off, as long as you don't remove the cards or turn off the unit. So you listen to your MP3 playlist, you turn off the device, you come back 2 days later, you turn it on, it should pick up exactly where you left off. So this is a great little cheap radio. It cost me $23 Canadian. Yep, that's where I am in Canada. It's great, except for the speaker quality. So I don't know if that's a big thing. If you need something that makes noise, this is good. If you need something that plays a good quality audio, I would probably recommend something else. I am looking to try out more of these HDATA devices. If you have comments or you have any questions about this unit, please comment below, like and share, and feel free to kind of link me with any other radios that you think are, about that size that you feel are a good quality. I want to spend less than $50 USD. So don't go sending me radios that are $400 or $500 US because I'll probably never buy them. And look back, I've got about 3 or 4 other cheap little radios that sound better but are less operable, but they're all good. So thanks for watching. My name's Scott Bruder, and if you have any questions, comment, like, share, and I look forward to seeing everybody in the future. Thank you. Goodbye.